Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 and compare it against the Galaxy S21 and see which one is a better phone between these two. Now, if you want to pick up either one of these, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, between both, you can definitely tell there are a few key differences between both these devices. On the front of the Samsung Galaxy S21, we have a pretty good display. The size of it is 6.2 inches and it's a dynamic AMOLED display. Now, this is a pretty good panel. It's 1080p, which is, whatever. It's 120 hertz as well, which is really nice. And I'm a fan of the display on this thing. I think time has told us that we don't need 1440p panels all the time. And I will say throughout time, this has kind of proven itself as a pretty good screen. It's a hole punch display as well, fingerprint sensor in the display too, which is really, really cool. On the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4, on the other hand, we have a very interesting device. We have a 6.7-inch foldable dynamic AMOLED display, so a hole punch display as well. It's a longer phone than the Galaxy S21, but it also folds. So on the front, we have another pretty much extra 1.9-inch cover display, which is really cool. I like having a cover display like this. Is it necessary to fold your phone all the time? I don't know. I don't know too many people who have a flip, period. But I don't know a lot of people who have a flip that fold their phone all the time. They usually just keep it open, and then sometimes if they put it in their pocket, they'll fold it up. So in terms of the outside, that kind of covers it up there. In terms of thinness and thickness, you can actually kind of see for yourself that there's a little bit of a difference. It looks to me kind of that the S21 is a little bit of a thicker phone than the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So actually the Z Flip 4. I think both of them are very good. They both have the same type of texture on the sides as well, but the back is where things get a little bit more I would say kind of weird for the S21. We had this frosted glass back on the Galaxy Z Flip 4, which looked beautiful, and I still think it holds up very, very well. On the S21, on the other hand, we had a frosted plastic back. I think this was a very weird move from Samsung at this moment. They've since learned and put a frosted glass back on the devices, but I don't know why they did this. They should have just put frosted glass backs in the first place, but it is what it is. Like I said, there's really not too much we can do about it. But I will say, as of now, I like how, Samsung has improved, and hopefully they never do it again. They both have wireless charging and reverse wireless charging as well, which is really, really cool. Dual camera setup on the Z Flip 4, triple camera setup on the S21, and that kind of covers it up on the outside. Now, is the folding thing worth it, right? Is it between these two? If you're going from an S21, should you try the flips? Maybe if you want to, but I don't know. I just think it's not really the craziest thing right now. Hopefully they put such bigger size batteries and such crazy features on the flips, like a triple or quadruple camera setup, making this a little bit of a better deal. Now, in terms of software and longevity, this is where things are a little bit more in tune for the Z Flip. I mean, this thing has one of the best chipsets right now. The Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, I mean, this is probably one of the best chipsets you can buy. So because of that, it may make a little bit more sense to me to recommend buying a phone like the Z Flip 4 because it is actually having a much better chipset, but it also is going to be lasting, at least a year longer than something like the S21. So you kind of do have to keep that in mind. If you want a phone that's going to last the longest amount of time, the Galaxy S21 probably will not last as long as the Z Flip 4, which is totally okay. This phone came out a year before the Z Flip 4, so it makes total sense why that would happen. And I will say the S21 is still a very fast phone, and it's still going to be lasting for quite a bit of time as well. So you're not really going to be missing out on too much, in my opinion, and it's still probably one of the better features for sure. So that kind of covers it up there as well. Now let's go into a speed comparison between both these phones. The Galaxy S21 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM, where the Galaxy Z Flip 4 has that Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM as well. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, as you all can tell. I hate when Samsung does these types of things. Let's go and close out all the apps here. These apps are all cleared out, so let's get into it. Phone calls, 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of covers it up there. Camera, 3, 2, 1. Let's go and take a photo. Let's go and open up said photo. About the same exact thing. Galaxy Store, 3, 2, 1. And Z Flip 4 a little bit faster. Z Flip 4 is here. S21 is there. Let's do the Play Store, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Z Flip 4 was the faster one. We have a lot of applications in here, actually. I never really tried out. And let's do Duo, 3, 2, 1. Okay. S21, I think, was the faster one there. Getting into this one, let's do Photos, 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same exact thing too. As always, we have a bunch of these third-party apps. Let's go and try Snake First Blocks, 3, 2, 1. I think the Z Flip 4 is a little bit faster there. Let's do Stack, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I don't know why the Z Flip 4 didn't open that one up. That was very, very weird. So let's go and load this one up in the background. Very weird that it didn't even happen. I was just staring at it. I didn't even know. BOFA 321. Okay, about the same exact thing. Let's do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the Z Flip 4 is actually quite a bit faster here, which is always really good to see. And you can see the Z Flip 4 digging into it a little bit faster than the S21. Awesome. Let's go into Fruit Ninja 3, 2, 1. And honestly, very close, but I would probably say the S21 is a little tiny bit slower there. Let's do Quizlet 3, 2, 1. S21 slightly faster. Dropbox 3, 2. I do not have it. I do wonder if I have Genshin Impact on my Galaxy S21, and I do. So let's go and load up this game. 3, 2, 1. Now, I've played a ton of games on both these phones, and I will say the Z Flip 4 gives me really good gameplay and really good performance from this type of device. This chipset has been, from what I've heard, it's a good improvement from the previous chipset. With the S21, the 888, in my opinion, was pretty good too. But it does look like, at least with loading speeds and everything, the Z Flip 4 does a overall better job. There were a few times the S21 did a better job, but I think the Z Flip 4 is probably the faster one when it comes down to it. So, in terms of speed and performance, that kind of covers it up here. Now, in terms of the cameras, this is one of the weirder aspects of the Flip series. Now, they put a dual camera setup on the Z Flip 4, which I think is fine, but they have a triple camera setup on pretty much every single S series phone since the S10. So it's very weird that Samsung kind of puts a watered down camera on their S21 or their Z Flip 4. Their S21 though is a really good camera still. I mean, this thing is wide ultra wide telephoto lens, 8K capability on the back, 4K at 60 on the front. This is still just an amazing camera for sure. Realistically speaking, no matter what you're going to do with your camera, you're going to be getting a really solid camera from both of these, but the S21 I think gives you a better option of being able to just, having a little bit more capability. Having that telephoto lens is really nice, but also you have a lot of options still within more, so you have tons of different things, and I think they're about the same types of modes you have with this one and this one. There are just so many cool things that I love about Samsung cameras, and they always put a lot of features within them, which is really nice. So I will probably say the quality of the lenses are better on the S21. With the Z Flip 4, I mean, this is a good lens. I mean, it's not really like a horrible lens or anything like that. But as I said before, I do kind of feel like Samsung could start putting in better lenses for their cameras. I personally feel like Samsung kind of is doing a little bit of a weirder job with their folds and their flips. I feel like if they just put in better cameras, they would probably sell a lot more. Or maybe they won't. I mean, they know a lot more than I do. But I would love to have seen a better camera style on these types of flips. But you still have, really good cameras. You still have a lot of options under more, which is really nice. And overall, I mean, this is still a very good camera. Is it better than the S21? No, but I will probably tell you if you want a better camera, go for the S21 or S22. So, to be honest, when I kind of sum up this whole entire video, I will say I do think the Z Flip 4 is the better phone overall than the Galaxy S21. If I had to pick up one, I think I would probably have the Z Flip 4. This thing has a really good display, good battery life, future looks pretty bright for this phone. It's a fast phone as well. And, I will say, the speed and performance is probably one of the better aspects of something like the Z Flip 4. And it flips, which is nice, but that's not why I would buy this phone, to be honest. The S21, though, is still a very good phone. And if they were the same price, I would go for the Z Flip 4. But the S21 is a much cheaper phone now than the Z Flip 4. So that makes even more sense to go buy something like this over the Z Flip 4 because you can buy this thing for less than $500, maybe even $400 or $300 at this point. So that's kind of how it's summed up, to be honest. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.